Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. What I thought I'd do today is discuss personal branding. Now, obviously me taking part in these videos, me talking to you guys, shows that I have a level of commitment when it comes to building a personal brand. You're probably wondering why I've done this or why I'm committed to doing this and what am I doing? Well, just to kind of recap who I am, what I do. I run a multi-7-figure recruitment business in the Middle East and Asia. I also coach, mentor, put people into a program that helps them build a multi-7-figure recruitment business. I teach you all the tricks of the trade that I've learned over these past 14 years. And what I'm going to do in this video is teach you exactly why I think you should invest in personal branding, why I get involved in personal branding, and why I think building your own personal brand is absolutely essential. I think if you're going to succeed as a leader, if you're going to succeed in the business world, brand, in my opinion, is absolutely everything. I come from the communications background. I'm a big believer in personal branding. I'm a big believer in the power of the brand. So I'm going to walk you through some of the points here, which I think is going to help you build a personal brand that you'll be proud of, and hopefully will set you on the path to having a really decent brand that's going to obviously bring you sales, because all of us at any given time are normally marketing or selling to someone. So just an introduction to what personal branding is, okay? Personal branding is where you're projecting, you are showcasing your brand, who you are as an individual, what your unique qualities are to the outside world. You are showcasing what you do that's different, where you come from and how you've got there. Strong personal brand 100% differentiates you in a very crowded market. You as an individual are unique, okay? You never forget that. And you as an individual, no matter what you may think about yourself, has a great deal to offer the world. Your personal brand showcases who you are, what you're about, and what you can offer the world that's slightly different. We've all got our own little tricks and trades and nuances and quirks about us which can make us different and stand out. And that's what we really want to focus in on within a personal brand. You've got to define, and moving on to that, you've got to define what your unique value proposition is within a personal brand. So obviously for me, I leverage on the fact that I built business from scratch. I come from a family where I wasn't given much and I've had to build everything myself. I talk a lot about mindset. I talk a lot about the fact that I'm relentless in what I do. I also talk about, the regions that I cover, Dubai, Hong Kong, Singapore, Riyadh, all the uniqueness that my business brings to the table, being a hybrid model, all the things that I've encountered, I've done in my life, working and living in Honduras, etc. That's all unique to me. That's my story. And I share that. I have shared that all in my videos. Go and look at the back catalogue. And I will continue to share stories I encounter in my life that I believe can offer something to people. And, I'm no spring chicken anymore. I'm not saying I'm that old. Let's not go down that path. But what I'm saying is I can teach people from my experience, okay? That is my unique value proposition. And I really encourage all of you to think about the skills, your experience, what you've done in life, who you've encountered, who you've been inspired by. Share that with people, because there's probably such a tremendous amount of unlocked value in there that people will want to know, be inspired by, can just take heaps from. And don't ever think you haven't got lots of value that you can share. The other thing that I really implore you do when it comes to a personal brand is just to be completely authentic. People want to know who the actual person is. I'm a proud father and husband. I talk a lot about that. I talk a lot about the impact my family have on my business, the crazy juggling act that you try and do as an entrepreneur. Hopefully in doing so, and in sharing pictures and stories of what goes on in my life, you can get a good understanding of who I am and what I'm about and what drives me and what motivates me. I implore everyone to do the same. Be authentic. In a world where AI and ChatGPT seems to be everywhere, all amongst us, authenticity stands out a million miles. And it's a great way of you getting noticed as well, is not by replicating what others do, but by being completely authentic and true to yourself. So be authentic, be a human, be who you are. And I think, to give you an idea actually, and go back on a little example of where this has really worked well for me. I told a story about how 2016 was a really tough year for me. I posted a story on LinkedIn. It got a tremendous amount of impressions and coverage. I did a video about how 2016 was a very tough year, what I learned from it, what I went through, what I learned from it, how I came out the other side, and why I'm now grateful for it. You've got to, I think if you can share some stories like that, people will really buy into your brand. People will really buy into your authenticity. Okay, so don't be ashamed or afraid to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think the other point I want to make is you've got to be consistent in your content creation. One of the key things I've done, like on LinkedIn, I post every single day, or on Instagram, since we made the commitment to grow that channel, we post a reel every single day. We put some stories up every single day. We do 2 YouTube videos per week. Consistency is absolutely key in all this. If anyone that's followed me beforehand, they'll know that I have very strong opinions about consistency and how most of the world is completely unable to be consistent. I think if you can nail consistency, you will absolutely nail your social, your personal brand and your social coverage, and you will build a really strong brand if you're consistent. If you're out there, if you put dependable, reliable content out consistently, you will start to stand out. The other thing that people really struggle with consistency is they expect instant results. I'm just going to tell you now, when you build a personal brand, it doesn't happen overnight. You don't just do 1 or 2 posts and all of a sudden you become the next Mr. Beast. That ain't how it works. You've got to be putting content out weekly. You've got to be putting the effort in. I mean, for us, we've built a studio in our office. We've got a full in-house marketing team now. We've got, wherever I go on holiday, I've got cameras and, well, I use my phone and mics, etc. I'm not saying you need to spend a fortune or build a team like I have, but I'm showing you that I'm investing it. And I think, nowadays with a phone, with a mic, it doesn't really even cost you that much. Get the old school Apple headset, for God's sake. Have a chat into that. The sound quality on that is fantastic. I've had some great videos and great coverage just from talking into the microphone doing that. The point is I'm consistent. The point is I'm creative. The point is I try and offer some value to people, and you see me show up. And if you show up and consistently do that, you're going to be ahead of the pack. Biggest tip, very simple, but it works, trust me. The other thing you've got to do is really sort of read your audience. You've got to engage with them. I think if you start putting out content regularly, you're going to start seeing what works, what doesn't. Also, you're probably going to get some feedback from people as well as to what they'd like to see, what they want to talk about. For us, we get people, we survey our audience, but also, I guess, get regular questions come through. I get, when I'm talking to some of the people in our course, when I'm interviewing people, I get feedback all the time, and from that you understand what people want, what people are interested, what people would like to know more about. So make sure you're engaging with your audience. Make sure that your audience is has a reason to tune in, has a reason to follow you. If you do that consistently, I promise you're going to get better results over time. Leverage social proof is a real absolute key thing. So what do I mean by that is it's so important to have testimonials, to have case studies, to walk through success stories that you've had. Everyone at the moment wants to try and be a guru. I've got 14 years of experience. I've got 20 odd years of work experience. I suppose age is my credibility. My social proof is the fact that I open the doors to my life. I get people to see where I go, the places I go, the wonderful places I go, the people I meet, and how things work for us as a business. I've opened the doors to that. I think if you leverage social proof, if you get testimonials in, if people can see that the impact you've made of them, your products made on them, etc., people are going to really buy into you even more. In a crowded market, in a market where everyone pretends quite often to be something that they're not, if you leverage your social proof and use something credible to do so, you'll really start to stand to the top, stand out from the rest as well. So make sure you really do that you leverage your social proof. And the other thing I just want to talk to you about is on social is all about continuous improvement. Okay, you've got to encourage continuous learning and adapting in that. What I mean is you've got to stay up to date on trends, like algorithms change all the time. You've got to experiment different types of content. Don't just sit in front of a camera and talk all the time. You've got to do vlogs. You've got to do, walk around with your mic. Some of it will work, some of it won't. Do some stuff that's static. Get other people involved. You see if there's a family member that's up for having a little chat behind camera. My point is you just got to try and be creative. If you try and do stuff that's different, there's a lot of content out there right now. Again, it's a very crowded, congested market. Start to do things that will be different. Start to do things that's going to make you stand out, and that should really help you continue to build your personal brand. So, in conclusion, I'm just going to say to you now, guys, don't be worried. Just kickstart things. You've got to, there is no perfect scenario and right or wrong. You've just got to go for it, right? And if you do that, and if you consistently start to put stuff out, you'll see the hockey stick effect will start to change within your business, within your personal brand. You'll start to see a reaction with your audience. You'll start to see people believe in you, but it only starts with your own self-belief. Don't, if you've got imposter syndrome, I can completely understand that, but the best thing to do is just bloody do it. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. Just post it. And once you start posting it, you'll realize that it was never that bad in the first place, and you will build credible personal brand on the back of it. That's all I got to say on this one now, guys. Have a lovely week ahead, and any questions, anyone wants to know anything else about me, drop a message in the DMs or contact me. And guys, if you'd like to join our program where we teach you how to build a hybrid recruitment business using offshore and onshore, having a marketing-led team and a team that has systems and processes behind it, and then this is exactly what we go through. I think the days of wanting to build a recruitment business for a big sale, you don't need to worry about that. Build a business that's going to give you a lovely life. Build a business that can allow you to travel the world. Build a business that's going to allow you to have freedom and flexibility to invest in what you want, spend time with your family. Everything like this we teach in the program. It's exactly the way I live my life, and I am true to my word.